Hey guys, hope you guys are doing fantastic no matter where you are. Welcome back to my channel. I'm hoping you guys having a blast weekend, of course, for our folks on Southern Hemisphere and all my lovely subscribers in Northern Hemisphere. I'm hoping you guys having a lovely and fantastic weekend that is coming up. Doing something awesome for yourself, for your friends and family. Be happy, be blessed, and that's my message to you this weekend, especially in this time of the year that we're so close to Christmas. We just had a buying season of that, Black Friday, of course, Cyber Monday, the Monday following. Hopefully you bought a couple watches or, the watches that you truly love. And I guess my topic for today is relevant to this time of the year because I'm still knowing that I'm in the beginning chapter of my watch journey, of my collection journey. That I'm collecting affordable Seiko modern iconic watches that I truly believe has the best designs when it comes to sports mechanical watches and dive watches in particular, and will last in its design language and will be desirable in the long term. And so my topic today is when every single company out there, watch manufacturer, micro brands, bigger brands, watches that costing a lot of money, the watches costing that affordable segment, all those companies, they're trying to do one thing and one thing only. They're trying to take advantage of the selling season and they want to sell you watches. And my message to you for this year, 2023, is do not get distracted. Do not get distracted. I want you to have a plan before you're buying any new watches, if you haven't already this year. That is to think about watches in your heart and think about watches in terms of experiences that you wanted to collect, that you want to have as a part of your rotation. You want to see them as your friends on a daily basis rather than I'm buying this watch because I see other people's having it. I'm buying this watch because it's get advertised. It has the best spec when it comes to affordable segments. I'm buying this watch because it's got sapphire crystal. It's got the best, the latest of movements, the greatest specs, and not going deeper into the relationship with that timepiece when it comes to design language, the historical importance when it comes to the brand, its own history, and whether you have a good impression of that watch that you think you will get to enjoy for the long term. Okay, so guys, I have 3 beautiful watches on these nice Harman Hatfield stand. I just want to play my different lighting situation on my watch stands to really mix out my content. Am I filming again in a very humble way? To freshen up the whole thing, to give you guys a bit of different experiences, whether it's on my patio, of course on my work desk or on here. I just want to make you guys happy because I really truly appreciate you being here and your presence. So those 3 watches on the stands are first one on the top. This one is the latest purchase. Of course, we know this is the limited edition of the Seiko 5 SRPK 17, based on the 55 years of Seiko 5 celebration. Of course, this is pretty much a reissue, a one-to-one according to its original. It looks fantastic. Of course, it carries that heritage, and it's very hard, very rare to see a Seiko reissue based on my collecting experiences for the last 4 or 5 years. But knowing what Seiko is doing now is they're bringing out more reissues as one-to-one in a relatively affordable segment rather than, as we know, the SLA 017, SLA 033, in terms of much more expensive segment towards their divers. I truly appreciate what Seiko is doing now when it comes to affordable reissues. I think they're doing something very smart here because you don't really see any other watch brands out there is doing reissue according to its history book on affordable segments between that sort of $400 to $600 of US. So I think it's absolutely fantastic. I love this watch so much. This watch, of course, have a limited edition of 15,555 pieces. I truly believe in most of the countries and places it's being sold out already. So if you still can get your hands on this particular watch, I would strongly recommend you give that a try. It is a great watch. Of course, the one in the middle, this one is the Willard reissue, not a reissue, the reinterpretation of the Green Willard. We'll call this the SPB 153. It is a fantastic watch. It's one of the most important divers in Seiko's history book. And this color, that green olive bezel and dial, it just brings the watch in the whole different level. Of course, with this beautiful strap, which I'll talk about very shortly in the next video perhaps. Atom Strap truly makes something fantastic. I think it correlates the value of those watches really well. Of course, they're not cheap, and they're not trying to be cheap. That's why the experiences with Atom Strap, their Saw Claws or their Hydro, the Flex Strap has been fantastic. But today, we're going to cover those 3 watches. Of course, we'll talk about the last one. This is the 62 Mass SPB 147. This is the reinterpretation of that 62 Mass. Of course, that was Seiko's first diver's watch properly, mechanically. It was a great watch that they based on a history book. They reinterpreted, they modernized it, and it looks fantastic. And it's still affordable, around that $1,000. Of course, if you look at the brand new retail price. The reason why I bought the 3 watches onto the stand is because if you pay close attention to those 3 watches, this is a limited edition here that was limited amount of supply. And it's those 2 watches here, they're still selling as a retail. But if you pay close attention to the dial, both versions here are the early production of its own, which means Seiko was able to manufacture those 2 watches without putting that additional lume at a 3 o'clock indices position, which I think was a great buy, because if you look at any new iteration of those 2 models, they all have the 3 o'clock indices with their additional lume plop. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's really just to satisfy the latest requirements for the ISO 200 as a diver watch. But again, you know, from a collective standpoint, if you want to buy those 2 watches, make sure you buy the early edition without that 3 o'clock lume. So the reason why I bring those 3 watches again today is because they all have a limited amount of supply. You don't really come across those 2 watches in mint condition without that 3 o'clock lume. And these are SRPK17. It's just, I think it is fantastic buy. So if your hearts are set on those couple watches that have been on my mind for a while now, you know, last year, or since of course this SRPK17 was released about 6 months ago, and now you look at, you know, the watches on sale. No matter what watch is out there, they are trying to sell at 20% off, 30% off. Don't buy those watches because they are on a sale. You want to focus on your energy, buying those watches that is on your mind, that is being with you emotionally and psychologically for the last few months. You couldn't think about them for whatever reason, because of, again, the design language, the details, that you love it. I don't want you to settle on another watch simply because it is on sale. I want you to make sure you wait for the right opportunity buying those watches, because you want to have a relationship with them. You want to formulate a great relationship with them for the long term. And I don't want you to be feeling sorry that when the right opportunity comes up with those watches, you know, you spend your money on the watch already. So that's my recommendation for this buying holiday season of 2023. Don't spend the watches on, you know, there's something you just saw yesterday, is something that you see on your friends having, or you're overspending the watch because you forgot a good deal. Focus on the watch that they are already on your mind, that they're leaving a small room in your heart. And make sure you wait for the right opportunity, because I believe the right opportunity will come, and you'll be very happy that you reserve your funds for those watches that is on your mind. So don't overspend. Don't just buy any watches because you've got a good deal out of it. Buy the watches you truly love, and you will have a great satisfaction of your watch collecting for the long term. Okay, guys? So that's my message for today. I hope you guys are doing well, of course, having a great blast weekend coming up. And no doubt, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.